If she treats me with respect, I will treat her with respect. It really depends. People ask me that question, oh, you're going to go out there and do this and that. I really don't know that. You're going to have to feel it out when you're out there.
What I expect to see her do tomorrow is certainly defend herself from what Trump may say, but at the end of the day, paint this positive vision that really is what's animating her to run for president.
Vice presidential nominee on the Sunday shows talking about the debate. We're here at Hofstra, and you know they're expecting huge numbers. Could be 100 million plus. If you take a look at a chart here, you can see the debates of different years and different presidential cycles. The record holder before this was 1980, a little bit more than 80 million viewers there. There was only one debate that year, though, between Reagan and Carter. It happened right before the election that year, and you can see the estimate of 100 million. We'll see if it comes out to be that. 2012, 67.2 for the Obama-Romney first matchup. Let's bring in our panel. Guy Benson, political editor at townhall.com. Ann Guerin, national politics correspondent for the Washington Post. Charles Hurt, political columnist for the Washington Times. And Caitlin Huey-Burns, national political reporter for Real Clear Politics. Okay, Guy, set the scene for us here as you listen to the Sunday shows today and everybody's kind of jockeying for expectations. They're ready.
The expectations are baked into the cake, and I know both campaigns, as they tend to do, are trying to pre-spin this and get the playing field to their advantage, but the American people expect Hillary Clinton to do well, and there are lower expectations for Donald Trump. She's been at this game for 30 years. He's a newcomer to electoral politics. So they can try to say, oh, well, she's this wonderful debater, as the Republicans have, or they can say, well, Trump's actually very good. He's had an extensive background on television. If you look at the new Washington Post ABC News poll, it's a double-digit advantage for Hillary Clinton in terms of expectations, which may actually end up being a disadvantage if she fails to exceed or at least meet those expectations.
And I was a little surprised when the Clinton campaign went out with how much she's getting ready and the books and the prep sessions with Philippe Reines. Were you?
Yes. I mean, they have kept real details of her prep very close to the vest until just the last couple of days. I mean, you know, now's the time, I guess. But I was surprised that they appeared to be giving Trump as much credit as an opponent as they have by revealing the length and depth of her preparation. Much of the strategy in earlier weeks was to essentially say, you know, Hillary Clinton has been a champion debater for many, many years. She has the experience in the preparation. She's not scared of him. She'll do fine. And now it really appears that they are, in a way, actually building him up.
So everybody wants to weigh in on this debate, and everybody has their 2 cents about what each person has to do, each candidate, including the President of the United States and the House Speaker.
Be yourself and explain what motivates you. Because I will tell you, I've gotten to know Hillary and seen her work and seen her in tough times and in good times. She's in this for the right reasons.
Over-prepare. Look, Hillary Clinton's been doing this most of her life. She is the consummate pro. This is new for Donald, so I think he should obviously over-prepare for it.
Caitlin, I don't know if he's over-prepared. It doesn't sound like it, or at least the campaign's not putting it out there.
They're not putting it out there. I think they're trying to project him as kind of a calm and cool customer. This is his first time really in a one-on-one debate performance. Remember, in the primary, he didn't face anybody one-on-one. He still at least had a couple of opponents. So this is a new thing for him. He's trying to show that he can handle it. He's been setting the expectations that Clinton has been busy preparing, and I think that sets expectations for himself as well.
Charlie.
You know, it's kind of talk about things being built into to going into the debate. One of the things that Donald Trump has built in for him is that you know, whatever, you know, she's going to have to go after him. And whatever she goes after him on, and this has been his advantage throughout the election, he can just go back and point to, away from himself, and point to her actual record, and point to, and you know, during the Republican primary, he was able to do this with the Republicans on stage. But now, with Hillary Clinton essentially running for Obama's third term, no matter what she is going to have to attack him. no matter what she attacks him on, he can sort of deflect and give some, basic answer, but then go back to her, go back to her record, and which I think for the most part is pretty disappointing.
I mean, obviously, guys, she on policy, as we talked about with Congresswoman Dingell, is wonky. She knows a lot about the details.
Yes.
However, this is, or it's supposed to be, a change election in which people are upset with the way Washington works and the establishment in general, and that does not benefit her to start with.
It does not. And if you look at the right track, wrong track numbers, they have been disparate now for many, many years, with a vast majority of the American people saying we're on the wrong track. So a line that Trump has started to use a lot more frequently and powerfully on the trail is nothing will ever change if you vote for Hillary Clinton. He should use that and pound away at that tomorrow night. And on the over-preparation front, and what we heard there from Paul Ryan, Donald Trump does not have to go blow for blow with her on policy. No one expects him to do that. If he comes out and is all of a sudden a savant on policy, I will fall out of my chair in shock. It's not going to happen. All he has to do...
But wouldn't it be cool?
It would be amazing.
I mean, it would amazing. Wait a second.
We'd
But
be
I don't
wrong
think his
again.
supporters would like it.
But
you don't think his supporters would like
be really disappointed if he came out?
But all he
and
has
was
to
all
do
boring.
is be a plausible president. He has to show up and have people say, okay, I expected him to do X, but in fact he did Y, and that actually makes me feel a little bit better. That's the bar for him. That's a good bar to have.
And meantime, today we had a little excitement with the Mark Cuban sitting in the front row, and then suddenly Jennifer Flowers may come back and be invited, and then they walked away from that saying it was just Donald Trump in a tweet counterpunching.
Yeah, I mean, it's
But Mark Cuban's going to be in the front row, is that
yes,
right?
he is. He is. The Clinton campaign they are very pleased with themselves for having landed what they consider to be a big fish.
And we should point out, Cuban is a businessman. However, he's owner of the Dallas Mavericks, but he's been a very vocal Trump critic. He tweets Trump all the time. He talks about him, and that's why they think he would get under his skin.
Exactly. They think here's a guy who is essentially Trump's peer in a way that no politician is on Trump's own ground. And he can get under Trump's skin in a way that even sometimes Clinton herself cannot. At least that's their theory of the case. So having him right there kind of making faces or whatever he's going to do in the front row, they figure is to their advantage.
Jennifer Flowers tweeted, Charlie, that she would be willing to come.
Oh, I think
she was ready.
And others did too. And it would be hugely entertaining. But I think that the Trump campaign was probably wise to sort of pat that down and just sort of let Mark Cuban do his thing. And I mean, honestly, what is he going to do? Make faces? He's going to put rabbit ears up? I mean, I don't really understand what the. I would be surprised if Trump actually allows that to get under his skin.
But what about this whole thing with the psychological outlook and the planning about what sets him off? I mean.
Right. Well, both campaigns are trying to underscore the weaknesses of the other. So when you look at the Washington Post ABC poll out today, you look at a whole other bunch of polls. Temperament is Donald Trump's weakness. Honesty and trustworthiness is Clinton's weakness. So you're going to see both try to highlight that for the other. So trying to get behind the psychology of Donald Trump, trying to bait him in a way that doesn't overdo it, which of course is a big challenge, is a way to expose the question of temperament. And that raises the question of who is the audience for both of these candidates too? Are they trying to expand their base of support, or are they trying to really rally their respective bases? And I think we'll get a lot of answers tomorrow night.
Over under 100 million.
I think over. I mean, this is a big
Everything's
event.
been blockbuster this year, so I say
Over.
Yeah, I mean, polls 7 in 10 people say they're going to watch. Right?
Over.
Over. You know, I really feel bad for the Atlanta Falcons, New Orleans Saints fans. You know, I mean, there'll be other games. Thank you, panel.